They coming, y'all. They are coming. We got thousands and thousands of immigrants waiting at the southern border.
What?
They coming. And they ain't coming by theyselves. I say just about anything. Hello, y'all. Hello. Don't you just want to cry? Don't you want to cry? Don't you know what's about to happen to the United States of America? We're about to get a surge at the border. Not only will there be a surge, most likely there just might be a purge. We got criminals coming into the United States. Now, I'm not saying all of them are criminals, so don't be putting that line down there in the comment section. Girl, those people are not violent people. Says who? A lot of them are that's coming across that border. You don't think so? If you don't think so, well, something is wrong with you then. You're ignorant. I'm going to say it. You're ignorant, okay? If you think that there are mass murderers, people who harm other people who harm women and children are not coming through that border. And not only that, drugs are coming through the border, y'all. Drugs out the yin-yang is coming through that border. We're going to have so many crackheads, fentanyl in this United States of America, more than any other country ever. This is sad. This is pitiful. Title 42 is going to end May the 11th. You says, well, what is that then? Why should we care so much about Title 42? That means anybody can come into this country with a disease. You know, they did this because of COVID. You know, Trump put this in place, Title 42. Now, do you want people coming through that southern border, coming to your country with unknown diseases that you don't even know about? Trust me, y'all, there are some unknown diseases. And there are some people who probably got the sweet and sour sniffles. That's what Jericho Green called it. There's some sick people coming through that border. But that's not the only bad thing, y'all. I'm going to show y'all some things, okay? I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm going to show y'all today. Now, if this is your first time here, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And watch the entire video because you don't want to miss nothing, y'all. You don't. You know, I got demonetized for my video that I did yesterday for telling the truth. You can't tell the truth here in America. You get canceled. Even though it's reported on the mainstream news, you can't report it. You can't say nothing about it, or you gonna get deleted or demonetized or banned for life. Also, go to TimberlilyCreations.com. I make jewelry over there, and I'm gonna be making a couple other things soon. And I got a new video coming out today at cookingwithsandrafay.com. Make sure you go on over there and look at the video and try it for yourself, okay? Moving right along here, y'all. Now, we know that the border is wide open. And we also know that it's just not Mexican people, Spanish people, Guatemalan people, Honduras people. We know these are not the only people that's crossing our border. We know we got other people from other countries coming over here through the Mexican border, flying over here from other countries to escape their country because they've been wanting to come to the United States of America, the land of the free. Everybody loves America for some reason. Africans come over here, you know. Asian people come over here. Indian people come over here. No restrictions whatsoever. Now, there's no restriction. You can come over here as long as you come in through that southern border. I want y'all to look at this right here. Okay? Stay with me now. I might get a long one. I just might. Inside the boom. This is from Axis. Inside the boom in Chinese migrants at the southern border. Inside the boom in Chinese migrants at the southern border. Border Patrol apprehensions of Chinese nationals at the southern border. So we got Chinese people coming in here too, because they don't want to be in their communist country. They coming over here too, y'all. Not just other people, Spanish people, Mexican people. Like I said, Chinese people too. It also says thousands of Chinese migrants and asylum seekers have arrived at the U.S.-Mexico border in recent months. And many more are heading north after passing through the treacherous Darien Gap jungle between Colombia and Panama. Yeah, those people coming in here too. People in Colombia, Panama too. Why it matters. It's another example of people from well beyond the Americas seeking refuge in the U.S. through the southwest border, y'all. And this reflects the ongoing backlash to Chinese President Xi, whatever they pronounce his name, harsh domestic policies. Now, you know he pissed off that his people trying to flee China, okay? Why y'all fleeing? Why y'all trying to go to America? You trying to call us bad or something? That's why y'all trying to leave your country, China, to go to the U.S.? So the word is out, y'all. The word is out, right? Representative Vincent Gonzalez, a Texas border Democrat, told Axis, I guess I said that name right, I'm sorry. If you can get to our southern border, remember this now, if you can get to our southern border, you have pretty good shot. You have a pretty good shot at getting in. And it has changed the demographics. Yeah, it changed the demographic. It changed the population of how many people are in the United States now. And it's changing the population of other countries because they're fleeing and coming over here to the United States to seek the so-called asylum. Now, I'm going to play a video for y'all. Listen to this and tell me down in the comment section what y'all think about this. Listen to this, the end of Title 42.
Just days before the end of Title 42, state lawmakers are preparing for an expected surge of migrants along the southern border. So what is Title 42? The order started during the Trump administration. It allowed the government to turn away migrants to slow the spread of COVID-19. The order ends this Thursday, but that does not mean everyone who enters the U.S. starting on Thursday will be able to stay. 11 Alive's John Schierick explains.
It could take months for migrants who enter the U.S. beginning Thursday, when COVID restrictions are lifted, to then make their way to Georgia and other states. And only a portion of those who get in will actually be able to stay in the U.S. That's from veteran Atlanta immigration attorney Charles Cook, who says, yes, the video from the U.S.-Mexico border beginning Thursday will be dramatic.
You will see videos of lots of people coming to the border, thousands of them.
But Cook says with the end of the restrictions, the U.S. will again be empowered to review each request for asylum and deport any migrant who does not qualify to stay, all under orders from the president.
If you have an asylum hearing right away and you're denied, he's going to deport you back to your home country.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is not so sure. He says state law enforcement is ready for criminals to be granted asylum and then come to Georgia. Kemp says that lifting Title 42 restrictions, quote, will have an impact across the country, Georgia included, from a risk in fentanyl to human trafficking. And Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr has gone to court to try to stop the president from lifting the immigration restrictions. But Cook says the proportion of criminals who manage to get through would be no greater than it is in the U.S. population as a whole. The vast majority, he says, will seek work permits, and that could take 6 months. But he says the sooner they can get to Georgia and go to work, the better.
We have a massive employment crisis in Georgia, and that we don't have enough bodies to do all the jobs that we're creating. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, Congress needs to step in and fix this issue.
So they saying some would not be able to stay because they will not qualify. They got to go to a hearing to determine if you qualify to stay in the United States. So I want to know, y'all let me know too. Do you actually think that these people, once they get over here, they're going to go to a hearing? How they going to find you to set up a court appearance? How? They don't have an address. They living on the street. So how you going to find them? This is all, to me, my opinion only, this is all to me a big lie. How you going to find thousands and millions of people to set up an appointment to go to court? Do you know how long that process is going to take, y'all? It's going to take 5, 10, 15, 20 years to get all these people in the court and to grant them asylum. They done already stayed over here for years. So why all of a sudden you're going to send them back? You ain't going to find them because they are not coming, okay, to the court hearing. You can forget all about that. You ain't going to find them. You not. And they also said here in Georgia that they're going to release them here in Georgia too. They coming to Georgia. Not just Georgia. Your state too. All right. They coming everywhere. They all over the United States. They spreading out like roaches. That's what they doing. Here's the sad part, y'all. They're going to grant some of the criminals asylum. Because they're asylum seekers. They want to be over here. They trying to get over here the best they can because they don't want their country to throw them in jail. Any means necessary. We're getting over this border. And we're not going to report to the courts. We're not going to report. They just going to have to find us because we know they just might send us back. But then again, you know, Biden administration so crooked, y'all, they just might let some of the criminals over here so they can do a purge. Okay. A purge to get rid of so many people in the United States. What does criminals do? They rob, steal, and kill. Okay, kill. A purge. We got to get rid of some of y'all. It's too many people. Now I'm going to play you this other video. I want you to look at these people. This newscaster is talking. He's talking as ABC News. And as he's talking, there's migrants passing him in the background. I'm assuming they migrants. You know, they look like they are. They holding little bags. You know, they hold them little white bags. I'm assuming that they're migrants. Take a look for yourself. Take a look.
This is the U.S.-Mexico border, and migrants have been crossing at this spot nonstop. But with Title 42 ending later this week, the question is, ¿puedes pasar? How many more people will be crossing by the end of this week? Officials are bracing for upwards of 10,000 migrant crossings every day. Our Mireya Villarreal is seeing the migrants on the U.S. side in El Paso.
Right behind me, you see hundreds of migrants waiting. Some people have told us they've been here for 8 days trying to get across the border and then into some sort of shelter here in the U.S.
In preparation, the Biden administration is expanding holding facilities, adding immigration officers, and even sending 1,500 active duty troops to support the response. But some officials from border states, like Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, warn that's nowhere near enough.
Those are aspirational. That's not the same as operational. Rent the buses, hire the drivers, build the soft-sided facilities so that we can process individuals.
And tonight, Texas deploying more than 500 additional National Guard troops along the border as the state prepares for what might come next. And David, many of those migrants you can see there behind me have chosen to cross now because starting Friday, they will need to follow a series of new rules in order to apply for asylum in the United States. And if they don't follow those rules, they run the risk of not being able to re-enter the U.S. for 5 years, in addition to being deported back to their home countries.
10,000 crossings a day. How many crossings are we going to have tomorrow? I think it's going to be more than 10,000, y'all. More than 10,000. And they only got 1,500 troops. And they not really there to do anything about the crossings. They only there to assist border control. And they only there really to do administration work, paperwork, okay? They not there to store law and order. They not there for that. They there for another reason. And then they also send, at least Greg Abbott called up National Guard, 500 more. So I guess it's about 2,000 people there. Whew, Lord, it's getting bad. 8 days they've been lining up. Before then, really, because they know this day is coming. Okay. They say they got a new rule. What is the new rule, y'all? Let me tell you what this new rule that so-called Biden has for the crossing immigrants who's coming over here freely. It says here, new asylum rules for 2023 USA. What is the new policy? The Biden administration's new rule, which is set to come into force on May the 11th, will bar from asylums all non-Mexican migrants who arrived at the southern U.S. border without having first sought and been denied asylum in at least one of the countries they passed through on their journey. Okay, let me say this again. Which is set to come into force on May the 11th, will bar from asylum all non-Mexican migrants who arrive at the southern U.S. border without having first sought, I can't never say that word, like sought, and been denied asylum in at least one of the countries they passed through on their journey. So they're trying to say that you came over here, okay, through another country, and you didn't try to seek asylum through them. So you just going to bypass all those other little countries and come here to seek asylum. That's what they're basically saying. Only the people that are Mexican on the Mexican border can come over here. Okay. Because they didn't pass through another country. They came from their country. That's basically what they're saying, y'all. Okay, on that right there. It also says here that the Democratic administration will return migrants from Haiti, Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua to Mexico if they do not apply online, have a sponsor, and pass a background check. It will admit 30,000 per month. 30,000 per month from those nations to the U.S. with legal papers to work for 2 years. Mexico will continue to take back the same numbers who cross illegally. How could they be crossing illegally if you letting them in here legally and not catching them and sending them back? In the Mexican border city of Reynosa, across the McAllen, Texas group on Tuesday, hand out flyers that explain in English, in Haitian, Creole, how to register for the CBP One app, which the U.S. has been using to allow migrants to schedule an appointment to try to gain admittance. Now, I wonder how many has scheduled an appointment. As many as they let in here. Do you think all of them schedule an appointment? Authorities plan to increase the number of appointments amid widespread frustration, and they prioritize people who have been waiting the longest for appointments. I don't know how they're going to figure that out either. How do they know how long people been waiting? Standing in that line. How do they know that, huh? It says, standing in Reynosa's Central Square, Haitian migrants, what is his name, Pernod Renel, said he would not risk deportation to cross. We don't want to go back there, Haitian, because the situation is very complicated there, he said. If we can't cross, we have to put up with it there, with it here. If we can't cross, we have to put up with it here. Maybe the government will do something for us, but cross illegally. No, we ain't gonna cross illegally. Yes, they are, y'all. Yes, they are. They trying to limit the Haitians, y'all. This is sad. This is bad. This is outrageous. This is awful. This is everything that's horrible, y'all. Moving right here, it says, immigrants officials are also planning to deploy as many 1,000 asylum officers to conduct expedition screening for asylum seekers to more quickly determine whether someone meets the standard to stay in the United States. Most of the people going to the U.S.-Mexico border illegally are fleeing persecution or poverty in their home countries. They ask for asylum and have generally been allowed into the U.S. to wait out their cases, y'all. You hear that? They ask for asylum and they wait in the United States for their cases. They not going back. They not. That process can take years under a badly strained immigration court system. And it has prompted increasing numbers to go to the border, hoping to get into the U.S. They are here, y'all. The criminals are here. The terrorists are here. The rapists, the child abusers, the pedos, they here, y'all. They are here. Lord, help us all. That's all I'm going to say. Help us all. I'm telling you, it's awful. I saw on the news and some videos on YouTube how everybody is suffering in their cities, major cities like San Francisco, New York. They got immigrants living on the street, living in tents, living under sheets and blankets, laying down on the streets. Who feeding these people? Who feeding them? Are they going to a homeless shelter? People bring them food, because they feel sorry for them? Now, I'm just trying to say this. Don't get mad at me, y'all. Sometimes I don't feel sorry for these people because they brought it on themselves. They was living in a country. They had housing. They had food. I only feel bad for the children. I don't feel bad for the adults. Because the children, they ain't got nothing to do with this. This is not their fault, okay? Their parents did this to them. That's who did it, all right? This is horrible. You could do that to your child. Drag them miles and miles away to a country, and then you get here, and then you don't have nowhere to lay down, to lay their heads. Nowhere, no food. Don't know when your next meal coming. Not only that, you putting your child in danger because of the cartel. You know the cartels are out there. You know that there's a possibility you might get killed. Your child might get taken, human trafficking. You know that there's a possibility, but you take your child anyway with you across the border. And sometimes they don't even make it to the border, y'all. They don't even make it. This is awful. This is about to get worse. I don't know what's going to happen to the United States. This is so bad, y'all. This is bad. Only thing you can do right now is pray. Pray that they get Biden out of there. But it don't matter if you get Biden out. Okay, you got Kamala Harris. She's just as bad. She's going to be a puppet too. And then if a Democrat wins in 2024, the same thing is going to keep on happening. It's going to get worse. Worse. Let me know what y'all think. Put it on down in the comment section. I'm so disgusted. Can't you tell I'm disgusted? Tomorrow is May 11th. And they coming, y'all. They are coming. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And watch one of the next 2 videos coming up.